It's showtime, folks.
Absolute ass. Not really, though. Hawks lose 4-3 to Boston, but you know what? I think that's one of the most fun Hawks losses I've seen in forever. I mean, that was an entertaining hockey game right there. I think that's probably the main takeaway to start. That was a fun hockey game to watch. I mean, look, two original six teams, Boston Bruins, Chicago Blackhawks. It does not get better than that. It just simply does not. And that was a hockey game. I mean, not to state the obvious, but no, that was a capital H hockey game, is what that was. That was a ton of fun to watch. 4-3 overtime loss, but at least the boys bring a point home. I thought they deserved two. But that was a fun game. Back and forth, chippy game. A lot of fights, a lot of scrums, some questionable reffing, back and forth play. One of those kind of ping pong type games that went back and forth throughout. So really fun game to watch, really. Hawks lose, but Bedard goal. So really it's a win. I see this as an absolute win. But no, in all seriousness, I think we probably should start there. I said it in the pregame show. I knew Bedsy was due. I knew it. I got the score wrong. I said 4-2 Hawks. It wound up being 4-3 Bruins. But I thought Bedard was absolutely fantastic tonight. I thought he was good in the opener. Did not have a point in that game, no production. But he made some really nice plays. And I think in this one, no, he was, you knew he was going to get one. You knew he was going to get one. 2 years ago, scored his first goal in that arena. And in the second game of the season, once again, his first goal of the year. And it was a beauty. From Andre Burakovsky, I guess I owe the man an apology. I was not familiar with Andre Burakovsky's game. It was a nice feed from Burakovsky there. And that was a good line. Again, I questioned Burakovsky and Doc with Bedard. But yeah, I think I'm just simply not a puck knower. I just don't know enough puck. Jeff Blashill clears in that regard. So, you know what? Figure it out now. Figure it out early in the season who the winger is going to be for Bedard. Figure that out now. I think it's okay to do the line blender to start the year. Just don't be doing it in, January, right? So let's figure that out now. Obviously, Blashill's new here, so he's got to figure out, the chemistry and who's going to work, with the new systems and stuff. There's going to be adjustments. So that's understandable. There's going to be an adjustment period from that perspective, so no worries there. But no, I thought that line looked fantastic. And with that, the Hawks are going to need that. They can't rely on the second line. That's going to be good pretty much every game. They need the first line to be up there, right? It can't just be Bedard and friends, right? He's got to have support. And tonight he had that support. I thought Doc looked good up there as well. I was like, I don't know about moving Doc up there, but no, he looked good. He complimented that line really well. So I think at that rate, yeah, I see no reason to change that first line for the next game. I think we should roll it for a bit here and just see if they can keep it going. Multi-point game for Bedard as well. He didn't just have the goal. He had the assist on Louis Crevier. I can't say I saw a Louis Crevier goal on my bingo card. I mean, I didn't even really have that post ready for what he scored for my Bhawks Memes account. That was not one I necessarily had on cue. I had to go digging for it, but good to see Crevier get involved. Really good to see him get involved. Definitely, I mean, you look at his size, 6'7", 6'8". I don't know if he's 6'7" or 6'8", but yeah, he truly is a Dano Chara on Wish, man. But the potential's there if a man 7th round pick wasn't really supposed to make it to the NHL. But I mean, with his size and his frame and his reach, his defensive play, and he was getting involved tonight too. It wasn't just the goal; like, he was getting pretty involved in the offensive zone. So if that's a guy again in the mix, that's the perfect number 6 defenseman, third pair guy. I think he's got a career as a third pair defenseman. So no, good to see him get involved tonight. And yeah, once again, Betsy the assist right off the face-off there, which you love to see. So yeah, it was a good start for the Hawks. I thought they kind of had the control of the early play. The Bruins did score the first goal of the game from Casey Middlestad, who I kind of dogged a little bit the pregame show. It was like, yeah, we'll see if the third time's a charm for him, and he opened the scoring for the game. So clearly he took that personally. Wasn't the only one to take me personally tonight. Andre Burakovsky was another one. I was like, what's Burakovsky doing the first line, man? And he had a goal and an assist tonight. Obviously the assist on Bedard's goal, and then he had one late in the third period. We'll get to that later. But yeah, no, the second period before we get to the third, obviously, yeah, start of Crevier's goal, and then no, Burakovsky was fantastic tonight. I gotta give him a lot of credit. I didn't really notice him much in the first game. It was kind of a ghost out there, but this game he was flying out there. He had some nice speed in his game. I thought he really complimented Bedsy well up there. So, well, it's just one game though. We'll see if he can put that together over a stint, right? You don't just want to see it once. You want to see him continue it. So, but no, he looked really solid up there. He had that goal from Levshinov and Nazar. Otherwise, from Levshinov, I mean, he had the assists, but I hate to be negative again, but this was another rough game from Artie Party. Had another penalty as well. I think that's 6 penalty minutes the first 2 games. So 2 games in, I don't want to overreact, but I mean, if he keeps playing like this, he's going to get ready to learn Rockford, buddy. We'll see how Korchinski starts the year down there, but I could totally see a scenario in like November where Korchinski's cooking, maybe already needs to be sent down. Those two just kind of swap. We'll see. Again, early days, like they're not going to send him down unless they have to, but I mean, right now it just looks like he's just not an NHL player. So, but we'll see. Maybe it's better for him to learn up here, but if it extends for a long period of time, I might need to make a move there. And yeah, no, for the Bruins, yeah, they had the one power play goal. I thought the Hawks special teams were mixed. I thought their penalty kill was good. I think it went 3 for 4, if I'm not mistaken. Let me fact check. 4 for 5 actually. A lot going on in this game. A lot of penalties. Definitely a very chippy game, like I said, especially in the third period. I mean, the third period, all gloves are off in the third period. Everybody was involved in a scrum on the ice. Even Bedsy was in a scrum. Like, there was a polar bear in Arlington, Texas. Like, what the hell was Bedsy doing in a scrum? But that's what you gotta love about these historic Original Six matchups. Old rivalries rekindled. And I will say, I kind of hate that the Hawks are the only Original Six team in the Western Conference. Like everybody else having fun over in the East, and we're stuck with all the expansion teams. So, and on one hand, it's kind of cool to be the only one, but like you miss these matchups. Like the Original Six matchups are always ones you get up more for. I mean, you get up for every hockey game, but especially when you see the Bruins, Leafs, Habs, Wings, and Rangers. Like those ones you definitely circle on the calendar for sure. So, like this was just a classic hockey game, man. Classic. I mean, the energy was there in the building and the arena. You could just see the fire out there on the ice, right? Everybody was giving it, which you love to see. So it was a ton of fun to watch from that standpoint. Like there was one camera shot where like if the whole entire Bruins team was in the penalty box. So no, it was fun. It was fun to watch from that perspective. And you love to see Hawks players stick it up for each other, right? Doesn't matter who you are. I thought Bedsy showed some real leadership material tonight. He was really involved in the play, not just offensively, but he was everywhere. He was making defensive plays. He was even hitting some people. Like I thought the way, I mean, again, not to glaze early on, but man, the way he's looked so far these first 2 games, it's just a different kind of Bedard. The aura of this guy. Speaking of aura, he had the tarp off in the intermission. The first intermission there, going in the second period after scoring a goal. Like, he just had the shirt off there. So, looked pretty good. I probably shouldn't. I should probably stop talking now before I start glazing Bedsy's looks. But hey, he's a handsome guy. I'm just saying, like it's bro to bro. Yeah, he looks good. But yeah, no, it was a great game from him. Where I thought he was the Hawks MVP. I'm pretty sure I said in the pregame show, right? Nazar had 2 points in the opener. I could see Bedsy dropping a multi-point game tonight. He did. I said he'd get one. He did. But fortunately, I was wrong about the score, but I was correct about that. But you knew Bedsy was due. You knew he was going to have a big one tonight. So you'd love to see that. But yeah, no, the Hawks unfortunately do drop the game in overtime, courtesy of Fraser Mitten, Connor Bedard's old Team Canada World Junior buddy over there. So you hate to see that. Again, like I said, I thought the Hawks were the better team tonight. I know they were outshot 33-24, but the Bees did have a little bit more power play time. I think the Hawks had, 3 power plays? And 0 for 3. I mean, yeah, another game the Hawks couldn't convert in the power play. I mean, they had, I think, 3 or 4 opportunities in the first game, too. So what is that, 0 for 6, 0 for 7? That's 2 times this episode already. I got to give myself a 6-7 limit on the show. But, yeah, I mean, the power play's got to get going. The PK's been all right so far, but the power plays, it's like, it sucks, too, because last year our power play was top 10. Our penalty kill was also top half of the league. So, again, new coach, new system, it's going to take time. But the entries in the power play have just been too predictable. They've been too easy to fizzle out. So they got to work on that. The movement as well around the zone throughout a power play. Too much standing around, right? So something they got to figure out. But again, we're 2 games of the year, so I'm not gonna overanalyze it too much, right? I think it's gonna look a lot different. I think as the year goes along. So that is what it is right there. So I'm not gonna tweak about that too much. But yeah, it sucks that the Hawks lost that in overtime. I literally said to my parents as we were watching the game, like, Hawks have had all the opportunities. Like, I mean, Nazar nearly converted on a tic-tac-toe play. Renzel, Bedard, and Nazar. Maybe, was it Renzel or Vlasic? It was one of the two. But yeah, Nazar nearly put the puck in the net there in the tic-tac-toe. But Korpisalo, he was good. He was solid for the Bruins tonight. They had to go to him on the back-to-back, because they played Swayman in the opener. So I thought that was an opportunity. I thought that's why the Hawks had come away with this one. But no, the Bruins did not look fatigued. I mean, the season just started, so I shouldn't be shocked. But they played well, and they were solid. I thought they went band for band. So maybe this will be a better team than we think. I don't know. Could be a bounce-back season for the Bruins, right? Obviously, a disappointing season last year, finishing near the bottom of the Eastern Conference. They actually may have been the worst team in the Eastern Conference. Somebody could fact-check me. They were near the bottom. Bottom of their division, I believe. So, But no, they look solid tonight. Get a couple games in, they're 2-0 so far. So, and we're 0-1-1. So it is what it is. But no, getting back to the overtime though, like the Hawks were kind of dominating it, right? They had a few chances. Bedsy had one too. I feel like pretty much every Hawks player on the ice had a chance, but they just couldn't bury it. They all Swedish, no finish. I mean, Bedsy in the breakaway tried for kind of he had a cheeky little breakaway move where he was kind of trying to fool Korpisalo and top cheese there. And Korpisalo was not biting that for a second. So that is unfortunate. And then later on in the overtime, they come back the other way. And Mitten seals the deal there. So unfortunate. Again, you want to see the Hawks come away with this one. I thought they deserved it. I thought the boys played hard. I love Bedford in the ice. I thought they deserved this one. But unfortunately, it wasn't to be. So, but no, it is what it is. Overall, I thought it was a solid game. Like I thought it was a really fun game to watch. But I will say a few other negatives. I brought up Artie, but I think much worse than Artie was that third defensive pair, Matt Grzelcyk and Connor Murphy. I mean, I said in the pregame show, I'm like, that D pair is going to spell disaster, and that's exactly what happened. I think they were out there for at least 2 of the goals. No, actually 3, because the third goal went in off of Murphy. They were out for the second goal too, and then the first goal I think was one of those. I think Grzelcyk and Artie were on the ice at the same time, so they're kind of in between deep pair changes there. But Matt Grzelcyk, is this going to be the next TJ Brody? I mean, it's been one post-game show, and I'm already sick of this guy. I don't really understand why we signed him. I'd rather be playing Ethan Del Mastro, Nolan Allen, or even Korchinski. I know Korchinski maybe isn't ready, but I'd still rather play him up here than Grzelcyk. Because at least you have a young defenseman who's going to be a part of this core, who's going to be learning on the fly, right, developing in the NHL. Like, what does playing a 30-year-old veteran who's just going to be just as ass, like, what does that accomplish? I don't really get it. Like, and Murphy, I mean, the year just started, but, I mean, I'm not really sure what his trade value is going to be like at this rate. Last year of his contract, and I'm not really sure we're going to get much back for it at this rate. But there's just not. We only have a lot of interesting pieces. I think probably we're going to be available for trade this year. So that's kind of is what it is there. But so that's a negative right there. But I mean, the defense, it was kind of another tougher game, I would say. Definitely love seeing Vlasic get back in there. He definitely made a difference. I thought Renzel had a better game. There were still some learning moments there, but I thought with Vlasic, he had a much better game. There was one point in the game, I'm not sure if it was the third, I think it was the third period where he saved a goal kind of in the crease there. I thought Renzel was considerably better. I think being paired with Vlasic definitely helped him out there in that regard for sure. Artie, again, another game of learning for him, but I thought Kaiser was good. Kaiser's probably been our best defenseman so far. I'd say he looks pretty motivated with that bridge deal. Glad we got that extended last minute, but I'm glad we got that man extended because he's looked really solid, really smooth out there. Nothing bad to say about Kaiser so far. He's been good. Another positive, Frank Nazar. I mean, he wasn't our best player tonight, unlike the first game, but he was still good. He had a secondary assist, but it was more so just the effort he showed. I mean, there were a few plays there, the third period where he tried to be out of icing, and then he comes back in the zone there, the Hawks are coming back in the zone, and then he dives to try to get onside. Like, just the effort this kid shows, like just the speed, the work ethic of this kid, like. Oh, he's a star player, but he plays like a fourth liner. I said in CHR. He has that fourth liner kind of grind. He has that fourth line grinder kind of mentality where it's like he plays every shift like it's his last. You don't see Nazar give up on plays. You don't see him half-ass it. He's always going full send. That's what I love about Frank the Tank Man. It's not just his skills and his talent, but you can clearly see that kid wants it. You can see it in his eyes. He just has that killer mentality, man. Like he wants it bad, and you love to see that. So. No, and also too, like he was involved in some of Nazar was involved in some of those scrums too, along with Bedsy. So you love to see the kids give it back there a little bit. That's what you want to see. You got to fight back. So that's what you got to do in this league to get respect. So I love to see that. I love the heart from the Blackhawks tonight. Like this just looks like a different team. It has a different feel. I know 2 losses so far. It's easy to be negative, but I'm not gonna be negative. I'm not. Like I'm happy with the game. I thought Soda was good as well. I haven't even mentioned Soda yet. He was good. Solid. He made some really big saves there in this game. So, like I said, like in the first episode of the show, I'm not concerned about the goaltending. I don't really talk about that much because there's not much to say. I think Knight and Soda, you can count on them pretty much every night. So I know they're both young, but I think both of those two, I see no reason why they can't be a dependable tandem this year. So not really much to say there, but it's good to see. It is good to see from Soda because like it's easy to look back at last year and think that could be a fluke. He's not going to do it again. It was a one-off, but no, he looks like last year's Soda Bloom. So if we could see that again from him and he could push Knight and those two can kind of have a healthy competitive relationship, that'll be a good thing for sure for the squad. Dickinson did lead the game at one point. I forgot to mention that. We'll see what that's like, if that injury is serious or not. I guess if it is, we could call up Oliver Moore, right? Nah, I'm just kidding. Delusion would be nice, but I wonder. I will say this: if Dickinson is out, I wonder if we finally play Lucas Reichel. That's another point. Like, Reichel hasn't played so far for these first 2 games. It's just like, if we're gonna trade the guy, like, why not play him? I don't really understand what not playing Reichel accomplishes. I mean, what are we going to get back? If we trade this guy, what are we getting back? Are we getting back a 4th, 5th round pick? And if we are, what's the point? Like, we have him one year left in his contract. Like, I don't know. I'd rather play the guy. So I guess the problem with Reichel is you don't know if he's a top 6 guy. You don't know if he's a bottom 6 guy. So throughout his Hawks tenure, he's kind of gone all over the lineup, right? You never know if he's going to be, what line he's going to find himself at. Just hasn't really carved out that identity. Hasn't really carved out that role. And a new coaching staff, I thought, hopefully, it could be a motivator, could be his last shot, right? But so far, he's not even getting that shot. He's not even playing. So that I don't really get. Like, I'd rather play Reichel than, like, Sam Lafferty. But it gets to a point, though, where it's like, you 3 coaching staffs, like, it gets to a point where it just looks like you could see the writing on the wall of Lucas Reichel, unfortunately. I mean, we haven't even seen him play yet. Hopefully they'll get him in the home stint there, which is coming up Saturday. Home opener versus the Montreal Canadiens. So, United Center hockey back. We will be there. We will be there. Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be there, but we will be there. If you get the reference, you get the meme reference there. So, but no, overall, I think no, it was a fun game. Well, actually, one more negative I will say. The refs were there's some questionable reffing in this game. Like, sometimes in these scrums, I'm not sure why. They get an extra man and we don't. I thought there was a play in that overtime there, like, that led to that first goal. It looked like there was looked like a Bhawks player was taken down there, but no, there's no whistle. And I mean, maybe I'm reaching there, but it just seemed like there were some missed calls there in that overtime, especially late, that led to that goal. But maybe that was just me. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know puck, but yeah, I wouldn't say this was the greatest ref game of all time. There were some questionable calls on both sides, but that's the thing, though. It was both sides. I'm not gonna say it was Hawks versus refs. I think I'd be coping if I said that. So, yeah, I think that's all I got for this one. Again, positive game. I know we take the L, but I thought the Hawks showed a lot of growth in this game. A lot of good things to see. I thought they grew as a team. Solid team effort. They don't come away with the win, but I think this was a good, another good, based off of this road trip. You only get 1 point out of 4, but I thought the Hawks showed a lot, and it just gets me really fired up for the home opener on Saturday. I think we're all really pumped up for that. So yeah, we will be there Saturday. Pre-game, post-game shows as usual. I'm really enjoying this little routine so far. There might be a video tomorrow. I'm not gonna commit to it, but there might be like a question answer type video tomorrow on Friday. I put something on my Instagram where you guys could ask questions and I'd answer them on the show. So I might record that tomorrow, or I might record something else. We'll see. But yeah, I may or may not get something up tomorrow. We shall see. I have concepts of a plan here, so we shall see. But yeah, that's all I got for tonight, and hopefully Saturday we'll finally see a post-game win. I think the post-game wins are going to be a lot more fun than the losses, but I still had fun with this one. I still had fun. I think first game was good, and this was better. So yeah, no, thank you so much for watching as usual. Really appreciate it a ton. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And again, you can follow me on all social media platforms, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Just Bjork Memes. Just look up Bjork Memes and you'll find me. I'm everywhere these days, baby. So yeah, I appreciate that a ton. I appreciate everybody's support, and I will see you again in the next one. Goodbye. Boop.